The greatest asset that we thought was about this particular unit was the view outside, and we wanted to capitalize on that from every angle. Therefore, we deliberately kept an open field. We have used glass extensively. We've kept in mind the privacy issues, but still, you will see wherever you are in the apartment, you should be able to view the greens. The material selection, the PC selection, we kept that. We wanted to keep everything as artistic as possible. When we design any project, what we want to do is we want to create those wow elements and the little bit elements of intrigue and surprise. Hello everyone, I'm Hardesh from Essentia Environments, and today we are going to be discussing our apartment, a 7,400 square feet apartment at CAMELLIAS. Let's jump right in, and we'll take you through what we did and what was the process in creating this apartment. And I welcome any question or query that you may have after seeing this segment, and I'll definitely try and get back to you. We are at DLF CAMELLIAS. It's located in Gurugram on Golf Course Road. And to the best of my knowledge, I believe this is one of the most high-end luxury projects that the country has seen. The sheer scales and the amenities that they have offered, I think it just makes it unusual. It is situated overlooking the golf course, the lake views, and the Aravallis beyond. This belongs to a gentleman, and he wanted to design and execute this apartment for his bachelor son, who's around 30 years of age. Initially, when they had approached us, what they were thinking about was that they'll have 4 bedrooms here in this apartment, which is what most of the Camellia owners of this size apartments have done. When we got into the detail, we understood was that they're not entirely sure whether they will be using this apartment full time or whether this will be just a weekend home for the son. Post discussion, we realized that they actually did not need 4 bedrooms. So we convinced them into going for 3 bedrooms, where we designed 2 bedrooms as master bedrooms, one for the son and one for visiting parents. When we enter, we placed here a nice beautiful console and few art pieces. When you step out of the lift, you get to see nice things. You open the door to the apartment, and right here at the entrance, we've kept a beautiful hand-carved eagle console, and there's glass behind and mirrors behind that to give a little bit of space volume. Again, CAMELLIAS is an expensive property, so we wanted to get maximum out of the utility. We managed to create a beautiful small niche here, and keeping the Vastu in mind, we knew that the statues needed to be facing, this side. So we fit in beautiful small puja area here. We enclosed it with the glass doors. So in sense, when it's not being used, it kind of blends in seamlessly. So as we enter, we get to see this little green element, which is visible from 3 sides. You get to see it from the entrance, you get to see it from the powder room, and you also get to enjoy it from the guest room. The living area itself is divided into 3 parts. There are 2 large settings and the dining. The dining and the living area we have segregated with this glass partition with beautiful metal screens to conserve energy. So when the area is not being used, we don't need to air condition it. So primarily, this apartment is to be used as a weekend home and throwing parties now and then. We hate corridors. We hate letting space go waste. So we always try conceptually to have places connect seamlessly. We have introduced mirrors strategically, so it gives even more open feel. The kitchen has access from the main entry foyer, but it also has access from the dining area. And the purpose behind that was, when there is a party happening, we didn't want the help or the staff to be running around and disrupting the gathering. And so they could be discreetly entering from here, this side, and serving the food through the bar area or the dining area. We knew that the client himself is personally not going to be using the kitchen, but we still wanted to give him ample storages and a little bit of luxury feel. So we imported the kitchen from Italy, and we incorporated all the inbuilt appliances and ample storages. We kept the kitchen lighter theme. Why? Because we wanted the space to look voluminous. And since we knew that the client is hardly ever going to be using it, we were happy to be giving it a lighter theme. Both the bedrooms on this side, they overlook the greens, and then that's a beautiful view to have. And especially, when the sun rises from here, the mornings are very beautiful here. And like any other area of this house, we wanted to capitalize the outdoors. Now, if you look at it, it's almost 5 o'clock, and yet the room is full of sunshine. We kind of divided the room into 2 areas. So one behind this stone wall, it works like a dresser and a walk-in closet, and then there is ample storage this side. Again, keeping in mind the general feel of openness in this apartment, if you would notice, the doors to the bathroom are also of glass. Now we have used smart flip glass here. So with a flick of a button, it turns opaque so that privacy is not compromised. Even when you're soaking in the bathtub, you get the view, of the golf greens and everything. So I think throughout the apartment, what you will see is a feel of that openness, capitalizing on the views outside. And ultimately, that's what Camellias is all about. Everyone understands that in apartment there is this problem of storages, and everybody complains about the lack of storage. Not in this particular apartment. We have given almost 1,000 square feet of storage interspread throughout the apartment. So you'll see you have here almost 250 square feet here. Then there is another storage here. We have storages here. We have storages here. And then throughout the apartments, even all the media units and the study nooks and corners, they have storages inbuilt. All the furniture pieces, all the wall panelings, they've all been designed to give that sense of continuity. You'll find that we have metal skirting running throughout the apartment, and the same skirting continues on all the panelings and even the doors. What we wanted to do was we didn't want to have any jarring feel when you move from one area to the other. So keeping that in mind, all the metal finishes have been given same color, except at times we have played with the glossiness and the matte texture on different materials. When we use metal, we stick to stainless steel and not aluminium. Why? Because it just gives a richer feel. Plus, it allows us to give nicer, richer finishes, unlike what is possible with aluminium. We use blue jeans marble, which is very beautiful looking marble. This was the first time we used that marble, and we were extremely happy with the result that we got. It kind of blends in with the metal rust marble that we've used elsewhere in the house. Because we enjoy using marble a lot and we wanted to take it on walls as well, what we did was we created a little bit of contrast on the finishes and the textures. So on the floors, you'll find it glossy. In the wet areas and on walls, what we have done is we have given a special finish, what we call leather finish, and that gives the marble a little textured feel. And I think what we wanted to give the client was a little bit of intrigue, that each day he gets to discover something new about the apartment. So I think when you zoom in onto the wall and you'll see those textures, which are usually not available for far off, but as you walk in and you start touching and feeling, and you see those textures. The use of glass comes very naturally to us. We use it extensively just to add volume to any space. Plus, the contrast between the opacity and the reflectiveness that the glass offers, I think it creates a very nice balance. If you would see, most of our partitions, we've used glass just to give that, again, feel of openness and to capitalize on the views outside. There are mirrors that are being used on the walls in panelings. Whenever we use the mirrors also, we have tried to play around with the tints. So you'll find natural, regular mirror, clear, extra clear mirrors, and you'll also find tinted in dark shades of mirrors. Most of the places you'll find regular toughened glass, but we have also used sandwich glass where we have introduced mesh within the glass. We've used laminated glass, we've used tinted glass, and as a matter of fact, we have also used a smart flip glass in one of the bathrooms where, with a flick of a button, you get to turn it into opaques. So I think when we decide upon what kind of glass we are going to use, it's primarily it's about the functional aspect. What exactly is it required? What is it required for? Two, there are design aspect to it, how we want it to look. Third, there are also budgetary issues. Like regular tougher glass would start from 200 rupees per square foot, and a mesh glass would go up to 3,000 or 4,000 rupees per square foot. So in sense, you have to keep all of that in mind when you decide any particular material, not just glass. We wanted to use large format glasses, and the lift and the staircase did not allow for it, so we had to set up special cradles to get the glass from the balcony. Being in Camellias, each of the apartment that is being designed here, it's synonymous with luxury. So I think luxury was a given. We knew that we would be sticking to the high-end materials. I'm very glad that we were able to do justice, because overall now how it looks, I think everyone is extremely happy with the end result.